I'm pretty good. How are you?
Doing well. So I just want to understand, because I'm in receipt of all of your information from this previous closed file. So you're alleging that the person at the police said, oh, the prosecutor's office is the one that made the mistake. They shouldn't have charged this when they did.
Well, no. It's a little different. So to back up, I was always on the police. So first they lost a summary that was taken from somebody they called a domestic victim who was actually just a witness. And then they also lost the body-worn camera. But because I was on them so quickly, I got them to put everything back. And the prosecutor took the charging document that was sent to the prosecutor clearly said that the case was open. It says it right at the bottom there. And the person, go ahead.
Because they don't just get those things, the police sends them there.
Yeah, I know. Well, they received the incomplete police report that said open, and they went ahead and charged the person and basically ignored two witnesses who were domestic victims.
With the information they had at that time, if they were to read the statute, would they have found the elements to charge the crime?
Right, and then when the data was put back, they did nothing.
They dismissed it because they were like,
No.
With all of this, there's no way we could, there's no likelihood of prosecution.
They waited a month to dismiss it. They didn't dismiss it when the data was put back.
Yeah, but you don't know, this is, are you of the assumption that the data was put back, they reviewed it?
No, I'm not under that. I have no idea. So, but
Okay, but the reason I'm asking is,
okay.
so my scope is attorney misconduct as it violates the rules of professional conduct.
Okay.
So I have to look and see what you're giving me and saying, okay, where did the attorney fail?
Okay, so
Now, I can tell you, had they proceeded with prosecution, that could have been an issue. But
okay.
you're telling me with all these things, this attorney gets it, reviews them, says, no, this needs to be dismissed. There's not going to be a conviction.
Okay.
And that's where I handled it. I'm the one who handled this in September.
No, I understand that, but it was I complained a little differently then. So
Yeah, and I'm reviewing all your
Okay.
things. Back then, I know you were upset they weren't translating things, they had missed things. Like, there's a lot of issues, definitely. Chandler PD designated the victim, as you put. But I'm saying now, you've been going through all of this, doing your freedom of information requests and all that. What is it that you have? Is it because they waited a month? Or what is it that you have that shows the attorneys failed?
So it's your position that it's okay for them to take an open police report that says open and just charge somebody?
I'm telling you that in prosecutorial discretion, if they have what they have in front of them, and like I said, they don't go get these things. So it's kind of interesting because I see the part where you said this, what's his name, tells you that the prosecutor shouldn't have done this. Well, they don't get these things randomly. It has to be submitted to them. So it's like, so then really, is he saying that the police department should not have sent it at that time?
Of course not.
Because that's how I read it. Because that's how that works. They submit it for charging. The prosecutor's supposed to read it, sees what they have, and they have to see if it hits the elements of the statute.
So I agree with you.
I'm not saying yes or no. I'm telling you what the basic is. I'm not giving you
Okay.
the opinion one way or the other.
So can I ask?
I'm telling you how it works is that they are given these things. So you can sit there and focus on open as much as you'd like. They didn't go seek it. They were provided this information from the police department. They're going to look and see what is in that police report. They're going to look and see if the elements of a statute in this scenario is the DV, disorderly conduct. They're going to see if those are met. And if they are, they sign off on it.
All right.
The complainant, by the way.
That's
who the complainant is the prosecuting attorney.
Yeah, I know.
The state of Arizona versus, well, I know I was going through all of your information, and there's just a lot of things that I just wanted to make corrections.
So basically, the city of Chandler, which is the overall scope of both the prosecutor and the police, charged 3 domestic victims. They charged one of them as the perpetrator, and basically, really pretty much screwed up the whole thing.
Well, what I'm trying to say is I'm not approving or disproving of what they did.
And so you're also totally okay with them as using part of the evidence is the videotape, and you're totally okay with them not translating it to even find out what it was said.
Again, didn't say yes or no.
All right.
See how you're phrasing things? And that's why when I read all of the submissions, which I did,
All right.
everything you've submitted, I just see little spots where there's like assumptions. And I'm just letting you know that for clear and convincing is the burden of proof necessary in this. I just want to be clear.
Okay.
For assumptions, it has to be essentially black and white because it's clear and convincing.
Okay.
The higher standard is civil.
So
Below, the highest standard is criminal. And that's beyond a reasonable doubt.
right.
We have clear and convincing is my burden to prove that the attorney did something wrong. And you're saying it's wrong that they took something that clearly said open. And I'm trying to ask you, how did it get there in the first place?
Well, no.
I'm trying to ask you,
Okay.
And I'm trying to ask you what was submitted to him at the time. If you were to read that and it would have the facts laid out, would it meet the elements of the crime that was charged?
So they charged it. It was okay to have that.
I'm asking you again. I'm asking you questions.
Sorry. I didn't understand. You're asking me a question.
I'm asking you. Because you've been doing your Freedom of Information Act, do you have what was submitted to the first prosecutor?
Yes, I do. I gave it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure it's in there. And you've reviewed it, and it does not meet the elements of a crime. Or are you just
no.
saying it's wrong?
Well, I don't know. No, I'm not sure it makes the level of a class 1 misdemeanor. Even if looking at the evidence they have.
Here's what I have. Like, you could be 100% right. But you understand that the other prosecutor dismissed it, saying that the elements are not met. We're not going to have a likelihood of conviction. That's what that means. Like, we cannot convict based off this.
No, she didn't even review some of it, I don't think. Because she basically came in there talking like...
This is where I get confused then.
All right.
Because you're saying this should never have been charged, but you made a complaint against the attorney who dismissed it.
No, actually both of them.
Yeah, I know. Both.
All right.
I know. Reuben or whatever and Audrey.
All right.
But I'm just asking, because that was the issue with the Audrey one. She's the one who dismissed it. She reviewed it and said, no, I'm not going to be able to prosecute this.
She reviewed some stuff and bailed, yeah.
But she dismissed it, so I'm trying to figure out.
Okay.
You're upset that she didn't review everything, or you're upset that she dismissed it?
I would have preferred that she had reviewed something before a month later and dismissed it before that.
Okay, but that's in and of itself. I can't see that's a violation that it took a month for her to do that. Because they're scheduled, the way that, cases work out, they get scheduled 30 to 45 days out. So that could have been the first time she, had time to review that. But, I can't make that. I'm not saying it's
so...
approving of it. I'm content, But I'm saying, it's because no one wants to be charged with a crime. No one wants that. But I'm saying you're upset that she took a month. I can't say in and of itself that is a violation, and I can't certainly prove that by clear and convincing evidence that you would have 1 month to dismiss this.
Okay,
Yeah,
but...
it's kind of standard. She probably would have dismissed it. I'm assuming the day she dismissed it, it may have even been a pretrial conference.
No, she dismissed it. She dismissed it in court on the day of the summons. She just dismissed it.
In court, she dismissed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's normal.
It's like, she could have done it before and saves a lot of people money, but no. So my understanding is that she can't.
I just think it's interesting that, because I have your note here, Chandler PD indicates the prosecutor is to blame for this miscarriage of justice. One, Audrey is not the one who did the charging. She's the one who did the dismissing.
Right.
The other attorney who actually did the charging. So was it Chandler PD that blamed Audrey, or are you saying
Yes,
that Chandler
yeah.
PD blamed the prosecutors that you put Andrew's name? Or Audrey's name?
So they didn't. I know both of. There's two prosecutors. And they didn't call out which one to blame. They just used the generic.
So then you name, but you're naming Audrey that you picked one.
No, I picked both of them.
Well, I'm reading page 9 of your written charge, and it's, Chandler, quote, Chandler PD indicates Chandler prosecutor Audrey Navarro is to blame for
Well, okay, so the reason I put that is because it's hard to tell when the guy left. So the first prosecutor left the city of Chandler. He doesn't work there anymore, right? So, and he's the one who charged the crime on the open police report, right? But then he left, and she picked up the case.
Yeah, and then when she reviewed it, she dismissed it.
Right, 1 month later, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I spoke to her, and she goes, yes, by the time I was able... I mean, I'm not going to make excuses for her, but things not going to rise to any level that I take issue with.
all right, so
the caseload.
All right.
And she agreed when she reviewed it. She goes, didn't think it, this should have been charged, so I dismissed it. That's why I'm
So I don't agree with what the
You're
police...
asking me, here's the thing, so the rule is, you're saying that the district attorney should never have charged a case because they knew it was not supported by probable cause.
Right.
I don't have proof to show that they knew it was not supported by probable cause.
Well, that's hard to get.
In order to say that this attorney did something wrong, because the rule is there to refrain from prosecuting a charge that they know is not supported by probable cause. And I'm just going through all your stuff.
All
I
right.
just want to see the part where what was submitted to him shows that there was no probable cause. I mean, is it the one, like, is it page 6 where it's like at 11:04 W, West Musket Way, Chandler, Maricopa, defendant did engage in fighting or seriously took behavior that attempts to disturb peace and quiet,
Right.
or with the knowledge of doing so. And then in the state's evidence video,
So
was the head of the car walking back to her house. You can see the car follow her before speeding off, according to one witness. Jimmy U-turned and drove by again. You can see Jimmy try and keep up.
right. So
But sped off. But
did you actually watch the video?
I'm not clicking links. We're not doing that. We're not allowed to do that.
Oh, okay. So if you watch,
It's your way to do it. But here's the thing: what you're asking me goes beyond the scope. You're asking me to make a factual determination by reviewing that video, and that I can't do.
That's fine. That's fine.
I can't step into this prosecutor's position and say, oh yeah, you should not have.
I accept that. So
I myself come from a criminal defense background, so
okay.
I'm here
So
to be
is
like, yeah, they probably shouldn't have charged it.
so is the video admissible as evidence if you don't translate it?
Here's the thing: did they ever say they were never going to translate it? Because it should have been translated to trial, but it didn't get that far. So I can't
All right.
make that determination. Because yes, if they're going to put it in, there's someone who would have had to have testified to the.
All right. So then,
Lays the foundation. This is what this video is. And
all
then
right.
someone would have had to testify, which would have been the reason for having a witness or victim or defendant can also speak. Someone would have had to have testified to it, right? So
Right.
at that point, I would really hope, because I saw your note here, where the city's like, yeah, we're not paying for it. I think if it went to trial, would they have paid for it? Did they ever give you an answer on that? Because I see where they said,
Well, you can't ask them that.